With episode 2 of season 2 here, we are faced with a glaring issue with the way season 2 is going. It isn't something that's going to stop me from watching the season, but it's a bit of knowledge that bothers me nonetheless. We will most definitely get into that later though. As for episode 2, I mean, it isn't anything new. It's material that if you watch the movie, you've already seen. Literally. There isn't anything added. It is scene for scene from the Mugen Train movie. No additional dialogue. Shit, I don't even think anything was enhanced either. They literally took from 5 minutes into the movie to 23 minutes into the movie, slapped an intro and outro onto it, and called it a day. I mean, seriously though. There's a 1 minute and 28 second intro. The outro is roughly 2 minutes. Total episode length is 22 minutes. Subtract intro and outro from the episode, and you get about 18-ish minutes of the actual show, which is the exact time frame of the events that are in the Mugen Train movie covered in this episode, which helps to enforce no additional material. They honestly just put the movie into Premiere Pro, clipped out the episode, and then added at least this arc's intro and outro into it. But that isn't a breakdown of the episode. At least, not all of it. Demon Slayer, episode 2, season 2, essentially covers the start of the Mugen Train arc and ends with our introduction to Enmu. It starts with our characters finding Rengoku and Tanjiro, asking him about the mission, as well as questioning his knowledge of Hinokami Kagura. Rengoku mentions not knowing much about it, while asking Tanjiro to become his pupil, and then everyone is put to sleep. For the majority of this episode, we get to see Rengoku's dream, as he easily disposes of the two demons on board, ultimately receiving praise from Tanjiro and Nosuke and Zenitsu, with them asking if they can be his students. Extremely strange dream, especially considering the dream everyone else has, well, excluding... Actually, the only person who doesn't have a weird dream is Tanjiro, so I guess Tanjiro is the one having a different dream. This leads us onto our human antagonists of this story, where we get to see how they are involved with it as the train conductor begs Enmu's walking and talking hand to put him to sleep so he can be with his dead family. So we can assume from this information that the individuals who bind themselves to the train's resident demon slayers are looking for something similar. I'm only speaking this way for those who haven't on the off chance seen the movie. And then we get to see the start of Tanjiro's dream as he's being reunited with his dead family. At the start, he has some knowledge that he's not in the right place. This doesn't feel right to him, remembering that he was on the train. But at the sight of his family, he begins to set that aside, simply calling it a bad dream. We then get our official introduction to the true form of Enmu as he sings a song. Is that what he's doing? Is he singing a song or just speaking a poem in a sing-songy way? I'm not sure. Whatever. And that's essentially how the episode ends. And now we can talk about the glaring problem that I have with season 2 so far. Now this isn't guaranteed until we see how episode 3 goes. Simply put, episode 1 was new material, something we haven't seen before. Episode 2 gets us on track with the Mugen Train arc. Episode 3 will confirm my suspicions though. With episode 2 essentially being a rip straight from the movie, we will have to see if that's a reoccurring pattern. It's not that I'm expecting them to add a lot of content to the story, but it just seems lazy to me. Especially since you can go watch the movie on Crunchyroll or Funimation along with the show. Why would you just use the same exact material besides the cutout corners? They could be doing it to extend the season out to the promised length though. Or they could be doing it in order to make sure the season ends when the Red Light District arc finishes. I have none of their company knowledge, so I have no definitive answer to that. But based off of that information, we can predict how many episodes are left in the arc. With essentially an hour and 38 minutes left in the movie by the end of this episode, that includes end credits, we could fit 4.9 episodes into that time frame. So the arc should last another 4 episodes at least. They may finish the show or the arc up with the 5th episode about halfway through and then just continue into the next arc from there, which puts Mugen Train ending around the 21st of November. Only then because there won't be an episode on the 31st of October, as episode 4 got delayed to the 7th of November. With that being said though, that finishes off the breakdown for Demon Slayer Season 2, Episode 2. As a bit of extra information, I finally started up my secondary channel, which will be completely focused around gaming, And since I love the Ultimate Ninja Storm games, and it fits within the current theme of what's going on with this channel, I will be uploading videos from Demon Slayer Hinokami Chronicles until Afro Senju accepts my challenge. But that's all for this video. Peace.